firearm license. He communicated all that with the police. And he said, why did he reach? Man, stop it, bro. He told you that he has a firearm. He told you that he has a license for it. She's recording the whole thing. You have a body cam on. How do you feel unsafe? Your weapon is already drawn.
Right, it's to the point where like people feel like, well, black people specifically feel like even if I did cooperate, like there's a chance and a possibility that I still might end up dead. Like look at Sandra Bland, like she got into a cop car and she still ended up dead. And there's many other cases like that.
That's just like, I don't know if y'all heard about the story about the young man here. Thanksgiving day or night of last year at the mall, I guess he was there with his friends or whatever, or like with family, but long story short, it was an altercation. 2 people got injured, and he was ex-military and he was licensed to carry as well. So the first thing that the police here did was, instead of questioning him or whatever, they wait until he turned around, because I guess they saw like the gun on his hip, saw him when he turned around and shot him 3 times in the back. So he was shot once, I'm not trying to be graphic, but he was shot once in the head and twice in the lower body. My thing is, so it's like it came out to say that he wasn't the alleged shooter. He wasn't even involved in the altercation that had transpired between like an 18-year-old and another 21-year-old person. But if you saw him with a gun in his holster or on him, why not walk up to him and ask him, hey, are you licensed to carry, or are you allowed to carry this type of weapon? Like, why they don't ask questions? Why they always think it's okay to just shoot first? I don't get that.
The problem with a lot of yeah. Sure did.
Yeah, I understand everybody quick to scream Black Lives Matter, but it was really right for wrong. It's really right for wrong. Basically saying she was wrong.
I'm not even talking about that lady.
You could tell in the video she was so wrong, man. Oh yeah. I know people like, well, we only got this little bit of video, all right, but the guy that was in the car recording, I'm quite sure if
we're
it
not
was that
saying
deep.
she wasn't wrong. We're saying he had no right to shoot her.
Facts. Right. We're not justifying nothing she did.
They are trained to take down. They have multiple ways of taking down. Just like when the shooting in Charleston, like I mentioned before, this man actively was shooting up a church. They didn't shoot him. You know what I'm saying? This man had a gun. When it comes, and he was white, but it comes to us black folks, we won't even have a weapon.
And they kill us.
And they still shoot us. After we're, you know what I'm saying, we're complying. If you tell us, oh, give me your ID, and you shoot me in my back. Well, not me, but the boy in his back. Like in Charleston, there was a string of robberies going. A young guy just came, he just got out of class or something. They stopped him, was harassing him. Ended up they shot him as well. But a week later, they got the person who was doing the robberies. Yeah. Nobody was held accountable. It's not right. We're not saying, you know what I'm saying, she wasn't wrong. We're saying they don't have the right to keep killing us like they are.
The guy in, what was that, Oklahoma? When Batman, The Dark Knight was released, he went into the movie theater with smoke grenades and an assault rifle, and he walked away in handcuffs. He should have been killed on the scene by the police.
Yeah, I just saw something on my timeline that was hella disturbing. Like, I don't understand, like, why would people put like a video up of a little girl giving oral to a grown man? Like, why would you put that on your timeline?
Yeah, certain things, like I know people want to share it and want other people to see, but why would you share it? Stuff
that
like
makes you look sick.
That's because they won't view.
That's why I delete people like that, bro. Don't let me see no bull crap on my timeline like that. You getting deleted, bro.
I didn't see the video. That video was old. Somebody sent it to my Facebook inbox. Like, he needs to be reported. And you could just tell from the thumbnail what's going on. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? You can just tell from the thumbnail. Right then and there what's going on. You read the article, you see the thumbnail. I don't even need to press play. I think you sick if you press play and want to watch it.
Right.
That shit was so disturbing, bro.
But the police issue is out of control, man. It's not a coincidence that they keep shooting unarmed black people and keep saying they reached, but they didn't succeed. Even if they did reach, once you draw your firearm and point it towards them, now if they come at you when you got your gun pointed towards them and they still rush you, that's a different story. But in this case, she was on the ground. He took 2 steps back. He could have like, stop or I'm gonna shoot you. He didn't say anything in the entire video. You don't hear this officer saying anything. You don't even hear him saying you're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. You don't hear any of that. First of all, if you apprehended somebody, you have to read them their rights. He's not saying anything.
Yeah, I really
so even if he was attempting to arrest her, he's violating her rights right then and there. You didn't read me my rights. You just grabbed me and said, you just grabbing me. Come here.
If I'm not mistaken, they don't even have to read us our Miranda rights no more.
They do. They do.
I read it somewhere.
Right, if they attempted to arrest you while they put them handcuffs on you, you have the right to remain silent. Anything, you're under anything. They have to. They have to read you that. It's been so many cases that was dismissed because I wasn't read my Miranda rights. And in that case, they consider you being kidnapped.
That's just like, for instance, here's another example. Here downtown, what took place is white man, I don't know, he was crazy. Anyway, he was attacking the police. He was going at the officer with a knife. This happened last year, downtown Greenville, South Carolina. They did not shoot that man. They took the necessary precautions to take him down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard about that.
So, regardless of if she's right or they don't regardless if she's right or wrong, he had no right to shoot that lady.
This is why I think people of color, and I'm not trying to sound biased, so whoever's on y'all stream, y'all can say whatever, but my opinion of the reason why people of color gets handled the way that they do is because they see them as a threat. Is it a racial issue? Probably. Am I throwing the race card around? No. But it is what it is. They feel like people of color is a threat. Not necessarily just to society, but as a whole as well. Yeah. That's just like if that goes back to when Yana was saying that everybody says Black Lives Matter. Okay, that's true. Black lives do matter. But it's like until I'm not trying to backtrack, but until we can come as a whole, like one body, we don't stand a chance against nobody else. If that makes sense.
True. Yeah, that's true. And I was about to say, I agree with what Yana just said. Like, to be honest, she said, to be honest, police aren't going to change and take us serious until we change ourselves, which is true. And I don't think it's like, as far as the threat, I don't think it's that. I think it's more of like, how can you expect them to respect us when we don't even respect ourselves and our own people, though? Like, black people are killing black people every single day for nothing. Like, nothing. So how can they, looking outside in, expect to respect us? They don't even care about their own people. Why should we care about them?
Okay.
Like, they will treat a dog better than they treat us. They will spend 10 minutes tussling with a Rottweiler before they shoot them.
That's funny, but it's sad at the same time.
I mean, I get that, but you know what I'm saying? White people kill white people as well. You know what I'm saying?
And
There's
they do it
many
differently.
cases, exactly. You know what I'm saying? They do it over stupid shit as well. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I mean, if that's the case, why they should? You know what I'm saying? Just because they're their kind or whatever.
But why is it never a white man on camera or a white person on camera getting killed by the police? I've only seen that like once or twice. They keep saying these statistics, or it's actually more white men killed by police than black. So why is it not? Why we never see the video then? Why is it never going viral? We don't see that. We don't see that at all.
I think the difference between the white people killing white people themselves is that we came from, like, history started way before slavery, but slavery happened, and we have a lot of rebuilding and unifying to do, and we haven't gotten to that point yet. So before we can even stand up against, like, the other people, like, we need to get together first and get our heads straight first. They didn't go through that. They don't have no rebuilding to do. They started off good. They started off unified. They were never enslaved or nothing like that. So that's why I think it's kind of different with white people kill white people too. But it's still no excuse to me, like, the way these police officers are out here treating black people. But then again, the only way people keep asking, like, when is it going to change? How is it going to change? We know how to change it. We're just not doing anything to change it.
But we're the only ones that
they just sneaky and conniving, man. Because you can have situations in the hood where black and yeah, that's sometimes it gets out of control. But then you can have one white man go somewhere with an assault rifle and commit just as many murders as the black people did over the weekend in one day. A guy goes to a hotel in Las Vegas and just starts shooting a whole concert full of people. He just shooting at everybody who's down there partying. He's shooting he's got all these assault rifles in his hotel just lined up, just gunning everybody down.
You know,
that's just like that man that killed all them people at that concert in Vegas. Y'all heard about that?
That's what he was talking about.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah. He shot out the hotel window and just dumping on the whole crowd. You know what I'm saying? And man, it's messed up. It's a few bad apples out of the bunch in every race. You know what I'm saying? I understand what people saying, like, you know, like how he's saying we got to get it together and all that, but it's not that bad with us, man. It's not. It's just we are focused on us, which we supposed to be, because we want to improve as a whole. But
man,
it's bad
I think
people
it's
everywhere.
bad on us. Like, the amount of videos I see online of little teenage girls just fighting each other just for attention, and like just stuff that they doing each other, and other black people reposting it and sharing it all day every day. Like, you're not making anything better by publicly showing like other people that we don't know how to act, or we don't know how to treat each other. Like, no, I think it's bad on us. It's real bad.
And also, to go hand in hand with that, it's, you know what I'm saying, they're playing right into society hands, because, you know, we as blacks, you know, we're more televised, and like you said, the videos on Facebook, Instagram, it's more of us being slandered basically because of the stupid stuff people are doing and posting. You know, it's all over the media. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, well, I already know they fight just as much as us, but it's not as big as when we do it. You know what I'm saying? The media makes it out like we're the only ones doing it.
It's just bullshit propaganda. That's what it is.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Like,
what they want to show, because, you know, these white people, they do all the mass murders. Look at the school shootings, the shooting at the church, the parties.
They just had another school shooting, like 8 miles away from Caliban.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's not us black folks you see doing these huge mass murders and mass shootings.
Nope.
But when they do it, they get taken down with ease. No problem.
When they go out for lunch.
Don't get shot at. Exactly. They get food, cigarettes, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
But that shit, we got a death note.
Like I said, I feel what Yana saying, but you gotta admit the justice system is very, very flawed and biased.
It is.
I agree it
Because,
is.
you know, just like Izzy was saying, like we gotta respect ourselves and this and all of that, and that's true. But that doesn't give them right as a police officer, because you wake up in the morning just like we do. You punching the clock just like everybody else is. So now that you put your uniform on, all of a sudden you wanna be super different. You wanna be inhuman now. You don't wanna have any compassion.
Cough wrong and get shot just for being black.
I'm not gonna laugh at you, Bill. It's funny, but it's sad.
It is. It's very sad.
Like, I think, like I said, the only way to change it is within us. Like Yana just said, aka the shade room brings down our own culture. And you know who watches the shade room? Black people. You know who shares their videos? Black people. And who reposts them? Black people. So, like, it's too much that can be done within our own community and culture to fix the issue. Like, you can't go outside your home and try to fix the problem without fixing what's going on inside first.
Yeah, backyard.
Like, focus on what's inside first, and then once we get to that point, then we can, like, then you'll start seeing some change. But like, even simple stuff like shows like Love and Hip Hop, and how, like, a lot of people have said, even people who's been on the show, how, like, Mona Scott, like, how they would edit in certain clips to make these look like they don't know how to act in public.
That's why I don't watch none of that.
They barely show you these girls, like, getting together doing something positive. Like,
none of it.
Every scene it is, they're getting drunk, they're somewhere at a restaurant, next you know, you hear bitch throwing a drink on the next one, then on the next episode it'd be like,
but
what?
You can't blame the media, you can't blame the producers. Like, these people know what they getting themselves into. They've watched the show. Like, why would you allow someone to play you like a puppet like that? Like, it shows you as being weak, not strong. Like, once they see us being strong, that's when they're gonna see us as a threat. But I don't think we're a threat to them.
Another thing too, though, when it, like how you said, the shade room and things like that, and like you said, the white folks, they do the same thing, man, but they don't publicize it. You know what I'm saying? It could be a motherfucker living on your street who's a school teacher, and you always, yeah, he's cool, a white dude, whatever, and that dude got fucking 18, 19 bricks of cocaine in his basement. Little do you know, this dude is the plug. You know what I'm saying? But he not on Instagram, and nobody in his culture is not on Instagram always boasting their money, what they're doing. That stuff, you know what I'm saying? They're doing it on a massive level, just like we are. They just don't put it out there. Our culture, where we go wrong is we so thirsty to show
what we got or what we're doing.
If I can fight better than you, I want it to be on the internet that I beat you up. If I got more money than you, I want it to be on the internet to show that I have that much more money than you. You know what I'm saying? They don't do that. I know I got more money than Bobby, but I'm not about to go out on Instagram and up $60,000 in cash to show him that, or to show the world that. You know what I'm saying? I know I sell dope, but I'm not going to buy a Lexus and put 26-inch rims on it and paint it candy yellow. You know what I'm saying? They do the same thing. They just don't publicize it. And when they go down for it, you might have one news headline about it, but then it's over with. They don't get a big CNN trial. They don't keep reposting the news over and over again to give you updates. But I bet you they're gonna continue to give you updates about what happened with that black family, them hurting each other, whatever. They're gonna keep reposting that. They're gonna drill you about that.
RJ said, what about John Allen Muhammad? I don't know who that is.
That's the DC sniper.
Oh, okay. And he was a black sniper.
He was.
Yeah, he was.
I think they was from here, and they traveled the East Coast. But I think
I don't know his motive though.
Hey, Vio. I forgot what his. Matter of fact, I can sing y'all.
Penalty though, right?
They did him and his his stepson, his nephew that was with him.
I don't know who that kid was that he had training doing all of that stuff to him now. But was he military trained or something like that, or did he just grab a sniper rifle and just start going ham out of nowhere? Because I mean, you just can't grab a gun and just be accurate like that and insensitive like that. I think that he probably had some military training and it just went crazy.
I think so too.
Yeah. But think about this though. Once again, now you got all these cases about, like how we said, how they publicize how blacks always do each other wrong, and or when we are not obeying the law and all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? What about the guy that was just over in Australia gunning down Muslims in a mosque? I'm saying, with a first person, with a camera on, body cam on. I know y'all seen that, right?
Nah, I didn't hear about it.
Wait, say it again.
Is this recent?
Listen, this just happened last month, and if you think that video of that woman is disturbing,
I ain't even hear about that.
You won't listen.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I didn't get into like full depth with it.
This dude, military. No, he wasn't. Supposedly, he was a military trained. He was part of this group that's, you know, just this real right wing, real how can I say it, white supremacy type of group. You know what I'm saying? He had this 1,000-page manifesto that he wrote about why he was doing what he was going to do, and, you know, basically describing his belief system in whatever group that he's a part of. It's on live leaks. This guy video cammed himself in first person. He's sitting there listening to music, jamming. You know what I'm saying? He's got like 3 assault rifles in the front seat, a shotgun. You got like 3 more in the trunk, and he's driving down the street. He gets to the mosque. He said, "Oh, here we go." You know, he got on tactical gear. He has certain how can I say, certain parts of his manifesto written on his guns in white ink. He got all military weapons. The people in the mosque were in the middle of prayer. They were down on their hands and knees. You know how Muslims pray. He went in there and shot all these people. He killed everybody with precision. He even shot a lady that was down the street that ran away from the mosque, and then ran up on her and shot her some more and drove over her body. Then he went to another mosque and killed more people. But when he ran out of bullets in his one gun, somebody went to attack him, and that's what made him basically drive away. You know what I'm saying? But he said, "I'm gonna come back and kill the rest of y'all." But he never had a chance to do that. He even mentioned Donald Trump in his manifesto. Like, dude is just straight nutty.
So,
but like you said, y'all didn't see it. They took the video down because they said it was disturbing, and they're not publicizing his trial. They even blurred his face out when he was in court. Since when did they do that?
So
it was a white man,
so you can see what he. Yeah. He trained. Listen,
Turkey, and he went into New Zealand.
In his manifesto, he even admitted. He said that he was avoiding all relationships with women unless it was sexual because he didn't want to get thrown off. He was planning this shit for years, 6-7 years. He went on a specific diet. He started working out. He even invested in certain companies, so when he bought these certain type of weapons, they wouldn't question him. Like, why are you trying to acquire so many assault rifles and all of this? Like, as soon as he walked up to the mosque, he had an automatic shotgun. He was a marksman with every weapon he had. He killed like the first 3 people standing in the door. Then gunned them down some more. He threw a shotgun down to the ground, grabbed his assault rifle, and he just started shooting everybody. Yeah, he killed over 40 people.
The U.S. and America like aren't responsible for what happens in New Zealand, so that means that like the media in the U.S. aren't responsible for like showing what goes down in other countries, like the shootings.
I'm glad she said that. Okay, if the U.S. ain't responsible for other countries, why are they invading everybody? They some big ass bullies. Like, leave them folks alone. If they want to terrorize their country or their home, let them do that. That ain't got nothing to do with us. That's why the U.S. in a shit state like it is now. They're trying to go to war
with Iran right now. They're trying to go to war with Iran right now as we speak. Donald Trump's already sanctioned them and told them that they couldn't sell oil to nobody else in the world, and that makes up 40% of their revenue.
You know, you see he backed down from Russia. Now he trying to be all cool with them and stuff.
That's
scary
because he
ass.
has a Trump hotel in Russia, and when Obama placed sanction on Russia, that hurt his business. So once he got into office, this is what the whole meddling with the Russian business comes in. That when he got into office, he told them basically that he could change that. He can work around them sanctions because that affects his business. He is a billionaire. He does business more than on a national level. He does business internationally.
But I heard, either I heard or I read somewhere that he filed for bankruptcy. So how he making money if he filed for bankruptcy? I don't get that. Can somebody explain?
Man, he's in a position and they control the system. So
So he
that's all just a
using
facade.
our funds to feed his own greed. Man, our president wacky, bruh.
I ain't even gonna say that. Y'all look here. I was salty about them texts.
Girl. And then
Yo.
we must get back what we was supposed to. We got half back. It was on the news. Okay, Mr. Whatever your
Angel
damn
was
Cheeto
look
puff.
here. I was like, okay. You know, some people trying to do right with their money, so can you send that here? Please. I got bills.
They got war efforts that they trying to put in
But
place.
I'm
They
just
have
like,
plans.
and I hope. And he wasn't even supposed to win the election or whatever. Hillary won the what was it? The popular vote. What was it called? Damn.
Listen, that was just listen. The
He bought
elections were
his
just
way
a
in.
facade. The Clinton Foundation and the Trump Foundation works with each other. They've been working with each other before either one of them even decided to run for president. That was just a facade. If Hillary would have won, the same plans would have been carried out. They would have been done in a different way. Why do you think that he made this big ordeal about the wall the whole time? You notice his whole presidency, he's just been under investigation, firing people left and right, stalling out this whole process. So then at the end, he can hit you with the big whammy, and that's this war. War is money. War is big money. That's all it's about. You see what's going on with the wall? No more news about the wall. Nothing. It's over with. The wall is no longer important. The money that he requested for the wall is no longer needed.
I'm finna run for president.
Everybody was so busy watching the left hand, but nobody was watching the right hand. That's how that works.
Yeah, I understand exactly trying to help people in Iran, but some of the people over there keep killing our troops.
Because of our troops are not supposed to be over there. They're not supposed to be there. They've killed so many people, it doesn't make any sense. There's been more people died in the war on terror than died in World War II. And they dropped nuclear weapons in World War II.
If the United States will mind they damn business, we won't have no type of issues.
No offense to Yana, but she's in the military, or she's in the military, so she's looking at it from a different standpoint. But she's been trained and broken down and rebuilt back up to think the way that they want her to think.
My sister ex-military too.
Oh, I got the hell out.
That's the bottom line. They break you down and they rebuild you back into a soldier instead of you being a human. You come in as a person and you leave as a soldier.
What's crazy is though, it didn't change me. Everybody, when I came home after boot camp at AIT, everybody was like, oh, you still the same. Oh, I thought it was supposed to change you. I'm like, look, I ain't one of them weak-minded fools. Like, it ain't do nothing to me. Like, I was, even in basic at AIT, I got in trouble a lot because, you know what I'm saying, I was still me. You know what I'm saying? I was a clown. You know what I'm saying? That's just who I am. But, you know, like, and they do so wrong, and they try to, you know what I'm saying, spotlight the military like they're these awesome, great people. They're really not. You know what I'm saying?
I give them respect for having courage. I do.
Yeah,
Anybody that's talking from military, I give you all
that respect. I give them that respect. Don't get it twisted. I give them that respect.
But like you said, though, you got to think for yourself still. You can't make them just...
It's also still their choice, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, when I was in, which was from 2009 to 2011. So, you know, we were still battling that other Afghan stuff, yada, yada, blah, 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 blah. So, and they honestly, they don't pay enough for everything you have to do. They really don't. You know what I'm saying? I make more on the outside world than I made when I was in. The money comes once you reach higher rank, like officer, yada, yada, after you done put in them years. But what was going on while I was in, you know, they were taking from their people. They were making people retire beforehand so they wouldn't get their benefits. They were taking away funds for military schooling, all kind of stuff. That extra money that people, you know what I'm saying, actually use and need it. So
yeah, I remember I was doing studies on that. They
yeah, they were taking away a whole lot of stuff, and then not for nothing, you know what I'm saying? You still, while you're at boot camp, you're paying for your GI Bill. They take out, I think it was $100 a month or something like. You pay for that GI Bill. Yeah, wow. You know what I'm saying? You get more, but you still pay for it for a certain amount of time.
You shouldn't have to once you find your life over.
Exactly.
So,
you should be taken care of for the rest of your life.
Speaking of the military and they have a lot of negligence on their hands within the barracks. Have y'all heard about the story about Lavina Johnson back in 2005? She was found dead in her barracks. She was raped and mutilated all day in her barracks.
That's
by other soldiers.
That don't ask, don't tell policy thing. That
and nobody did nothing.
Yeah, they actually live by that, and it's sad. You know what I'm saying? You know, I had my run-in with that. Well, not the rape situation, but the don't ask, don't tell. You know what I'm saying? Because, Sissy, you heard about that story. But that is something they should do away with, because people actually, you know, get hurt, die, etc., etc., etc. And then, you know, the military, they do cover things up as well, which isn't right. Right is right and wrong is wrong. You know what I'm saying?
So they
cover it up. They cover up a lot of stuff.
That is true, and they ruled it as a suicide, which you can't rape yourself.
Oh, no. Y'all was kicked from the session. Can I get an invite? They probably kicked y'all out my office too, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah.
But you can't rape yourself or you can't mutilate yourself. So then back in 2008, because I'm reading the article again, I had to look up her name because I couldn't spell it right or something. But back in 2008, a spokesman from the House Armed Services Committee said in June 2008 that the committee was looking into Johnson's death, but they were not yet committing to a formal investigation. Christopher Gray, Chief of Public Affairs for the U.S. Criminal Investigative Command for the Army, has said that the case remains closed as far as they are concerned. So they don't care. They don't care. And I saw the pictures. That was some gruesome stuff. You hear me?
I heard about that.
I'm going to have to send you the article.
That's crazy. I'm going to look that up.
Yes, please
send it
do.
To me.
Okay.
Yeah, I said it's taken serious in the Navy. She don't agree. Or at least on the boat, because she said she was in the Navy, and actually said she wasn't a soldier. She was in the Navy, so her mind wasn't trained. Like you said, they trained them up to.
She doesn't know that because she's already been trained.
She saw her boat. You couldn't even cheat on your wife. They kick you out quick.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I thought the opposite though. I thought a lot of guys who were in the Navy, like, and had wives at home, I thought they was doing a lot of funny business out there.
No. She's not lying about that. Now that part, that is true. That they do hold you to a high standard to a certain degree when it comes to like.
Every branch is different.
True. The Navy is way different than the Army.
Yes, it is. My brother, he's now officer in the Navy. He's been in, oh my gosh.
It's like the Air Force is different than the Navy. Yeah, they hold them to a very high standard once you get into the Navy and things like that because you're trained on a different level. The Army, on the other hand, yeah, a lot goes down.
Yeah.
A lot goes down. But she's right about that though. They do. If you cheat in certain stuff like that, yeah, they. Because I talked to a chick that was in the Air Force.
But no, disregard that. I'm gonna send another one.
But at the same time, though, when it comes to you going to war, you know what I mean, y'all just get handed the news, the details, the operations, and you carry it out. They don't ask the soldiers, what are your opinions? Do you guys think we should? No. They don't care about your opinion at that point. You signed up, you received the training, and it's time to go. How many of those soldiers really know what's going on, and the reason why, you know what I'm saying, that the Middle East is the way it is? Ask Yana, do she even know why we even went into Iraq when the people that bombed the World Trade Centers were Saudi Arabians? And they went in there and killed Saddam Hussein because his weapons of mass destruction that they gave him.
Yes,
Just like they trying to kill, they're trying to kill Bashar al-Assad right now. Yeah, they're trying to kill Bashar al-Assad right now, the president of Syria. They want him out of there. There's some truth to everything. The New World Order is real. They really want to run the world. You know what I'm saying? And in a way, they do. They just sanctioned another country and told other countries you're not allowed to do business with this country. How does that work? How does one nation tell the rest of the world what they can and can't do? It makes no sense. They're not saying nothing about the Iranians over there, the president or the regime is over there allowing their military to go into the streets and kill the people. Then that's different. If you mobilize your army within your country and now your fucking military is killing people, that's different. But that's not happening in Iran. Iran is just fighting back. That's the only thing. They're fighting back, and they're not a weak regime, just like the Syrians are not weak, like the Iraqis or the Afghanistans. They're not weak, or like the Libyans. They will fight back. You can't, but that's the training, to think that our country is always in the right and everything we're doing is right and everybody else is wrong, and yeah, you can't think like that. History's already proven that America's been wrong.
Oh yeah.
Dozens of times. You know what I mean? So you have to take all under consideration. Look what they did to Japan. They dropped 2 nuclear weapons on them, on civilian populations, and killed millions of people. For what? Because the attack on Pearl Harbor? Why don't you just attack their army and their navy then? Why are you killing innocent people? Civilians that are still affected by that shit to this day.
Invite my sister to your office.
Makes no sense. It's a power struggle.
I'm glad it did delete Izzy invite from earlier. Whew.
I guarantee you, once it's time to go to war with Iran, does Yana understand the reason why we're going to war with Iran, or why there's even a situation with them?
She said Iran isn't fighting back.
Oh, they are. They're just not fighting back directly. They're not using their army. But is she saying that Iran's not fighting back and she's in the military? See, look, right there is misinformation.
I thought she was ex-military.
Listen, the U.S. government right now is accusing Iran of funding these other groups that come from their country or that's cool with them, and these other groups are basically, how can I say this? They're fighting back against the Americans, just period. No, Iran has not said we declare war on America and we're going to use our army to fight. No, of course they didn't say that, but you don't always have to do that. It's called proxy wars. Actually, does she know what a proxy war is? She's in the military, so I'm quite sure she knows what a proxy war is. America do it all the time. They send special forces soldiers over to other countries to train their soldiers to do their dirty work. And they put it in the news. They let us know. Taliban, all of them. The Kurds. Turkey is an American ally, but at the same time they're beefing with the Kurds. So they're killing Kurds, but then America is training the Kurds to help fight against the Syrian government. These are all facts. This is stuff that's on our news. This is not from some third-party website full of conspiracies. These are facts.
She said
that's the reason why
it's terrorist groups in Iran.
That's what the U.S. called them. Right, but they're being funded by the Iranian government, supposedly. That's the reason why they're imposing sanctions on them, because they're saying you guys are helping these groups commit these crimes against our efforts to try to stabilize the situation.
So aren't they called extremists?
That's the word we use for them. That's the word we use. But at the same time, we're not Iranian civilians, so we don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't really know their side of the story. We just know what the American media feeds us, and that's it.
That's why I don't watch it. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't watch the news. Only time I watch the news is for the weather. Even though the weather be a little tricky, cause you never know what the Lord gonna do, and the meteorologist is some shit sometimes. So I barely watch it because, for one, the news is too depressing. Two, they never show nothing good on there, and on the time they do applaud someone, it's like if they rescued a dog or a cat or something like that, which I think is BS on all platforms. It's I don't know, they should just stop with the news and just let everybody
News can desensitize you as a human. It could desensitize you and make you numb to certain situations. You got to have some compassion and think on a certain level. You know what I'm saying? Think about this, Yana, if you're listening. If the Americans, our military is the #1 military in the world, every other country in the world knows this, why would you even try to do anything when you know that you'll lose in the end? Obviously, you're fighting back. There has to be, you think them people overseas just dumb and stupid? They're just like, yeah, we just gonna do a bunch of dumb and stupid shit, and America can't fuck with us, even though they've won every war that they've been involved in. We're gonna be different though. No, they have balls. They're gonna stand up.
He says, like having the KKK in America. Terrorist groups attack the Iranians too.
I mean, if that was the case, then the Iranian government would take care of them then. Man,
that is true, but speaking of the Triple Ks, they are a domestic terrorist group, but they are often compared to the Black Panther. I don't see no type of similarity there at all. Yes, they always being compared to the Black Panther. Like, you know how like we try to switch stuff up and try to put it on the other person, like, oh well, they are a group of a certain ethnicity or whatever. Why they ain't called like a domestic terrorist group? I have yet to hear or read anything about the Black Panther Party killing people.
Right.
Whereas the
but there was a sheriff in Texas. Oh, go ahead. No, I was gonna say there was a sheriff.
You go ahead.
I was gonna say there was an instance in Texas a few years ago where the Black Panthers got into it with the deputies and the sheriff, right? During some type of protest and a standoff. And after that situation, the sheriff went on YouTube and made a video and said that if the Black Panthers come to your city and protest or do whatever they're doing, that you meet them with this. And he had a shotgun and he cocked it, basically giving people the permission to shoot at the Black Panthers.
But they wasn't a violent group though. And I also did research on the Triple Ks. They wasn't originally a hate group. They was all about beating up the men that was beating up their wives. So I'm like, how did it go from like a helpful group, so to speak, to something as dangerous as what it is now?
It was helpful to them and their people. That's it.
Not to us.
Oh, okay.
And it's crazy how they're called like an organization and not a terrorist group, not like a group of terrorists, which I think is what they are. Like, you go around killing people because of their race or their skin color. That's a terrorist group right there, not an organization that should be like left alone and done nothing about.
Exactly. You know, why hasn't somebody, a president, condemned them yet?
They have rallies here all the time. Like, they have marches, and like, I'm gonna tell you, they don't come to the hoods now. You know, they don't go to the hoods. They go to where they people at and do rallies and stuff. They tried to come to my hometown and give out candy and stuff. But you know, black folks weren't going for that. So like, that's why the South is called dirty, because they very grimy down here. And my state is at will, so they do everything at their will. So anything goes here. Not really, but it kind of does. It's one of the worst racist states ever.
A lot of those people in that group receive military training. A lot of them go to the army and become police officers. That's already been proven.
I believe that.
White supremacy is real. And it's not just, they don't just enforce that on black Americans. They enforce that around the entire world.
That is true.
Yeah, I say, can we talk about the movie trailer, LaQuisha? I never heard of it, y'all.
Me neither.
Okay.
Tell her to get online so she could join in.
Right. I messaged her earlier. She need to be in this.
She do.
Discussion.
Y'all don't know. I done went back and forth with her a few times about this stuff.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about all of that. She mentioned the abortion law and stuff. We're gonna save those for like future shows.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot to talk about. That's a whole other show, the abortion law and everything.
Yeah, we got a nice little lineup.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a special specifically on how I feel about the New World Order and the government and the military and the takeover of the entire planet. Because 10 years ago, it was just a conspiracy. It was just videos on YouTube. It was just documents on Google. It was just all hearsay. But here we are today, and it's real. It's been real, but people just fail to realize it because you've been brainwashed.
Talk about that all the time.
Been brainwashed. Every country tells, every government tells their citizens that they're the best, just like America do. It's just all brainwashing, man. Period. When I was in school, like I said before, you know, they'll convince you that every other country is bad and America is the best place to be. You don't want to go nowhere else. They tell you that all the time, man. Like, it's a dirty situation, man. It really is. And on an international level, it's scary. When I watch the news, I don't really watch about local and national. I do pay attention to what's going on internationally, though, because we've been in a messy situation since like 2002, right after the 9/11 attack in 2001. Ever since they invaded Iraq and Afghanistan, and they've killed Muammar Gaddafi, and they've killed Saddam Hussein and supposedly Osama bin Laden. These people that at one point that had connections with the U.S. government, but then somehow turned rogue.
The U.S. probably wasn't living up to their bargain. It's always some type of salt in the game.
It's the money. It's the money.
And the only reason we went.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Muammar against the U.S. dollar. That's what caused his death. Actually, I don't know if she know about that. He said that he was going to start trading oil and everything else in gold dinar, which is gold, pure gold. Where is the most gold at in the world? Africa. He had all of these heads of states meet up at a round table and agree with him that they cool with that new style of currency using gold. That was waging war against the Americans. Because before then, everything was traded in that region in the U.S. dollar. Little do people know.
This is like when we invaded Iraq or Afghanistan, one of them countries, only for the oil. Like, we couldn't get oil nowhere else. You had to go invade them just for their oil.
It wasn't to take their oil and use it for us. It was to take control of how that oil is sold in bulk. It's all about money. We want you to sell your oil this way using our currency because we have the most powerful currency in the world. So when they trading with other countries that deal with the U.S., then they have to deal with the U.S. dollar. If you go against the U.S. dollar, you asking for war with the United States. Think about it. If you have, say if you I hate to use this analogy, but say you were just a businessman in general and you have certain clients, so you always expecting a certain income based on your clientele. If somebody from that list decides to pull away, then there goes a good portion of your money. How do you stop that? You try to persuade them. You try to give them what they want, or whatever. If that doesn't work, then what happens? All that money means something. You know what I'm saying? All this great technology we got over here, all this money that's coming in the country. If you start taking huge chunks of that, when you have an entire nation saying we're not going to deal with your monetary system anymore, then they like, oh, well, we gonna come get you out of there, and that's what they call a regime change. And they place a puppet in place that's going to abide by the international laws that was in place by NATO and the United Nations, which is ran by the American government and the Europeans, mainly the American government. We spend every military in the world, if you can combine what they spend on their military, we spend that on one army, on one military.
Yeah, I know that people always talking down on my country, but they must be ass here. So basically,
no, it's not the country itself.
In this country stay talking down on America, but they don't go anywhere else.
It's not even like, it's not that you hate your next door neighbor. So
hey,
you know
Izzy, don't you relay no more messages from Yana until she get on the game.
She like, right? She need to be in this because I don't want it like. She need to be in this conversation. Like,
is she online?
Thanks for the donation, man.
Let me see if she on. Just invite y'all in here.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that the people in charge are corrupt.
Yeah, I know you're about to get an invite into the party.
Come on, Pooh Bear. Bring that ass here.
Bush was proven to be corrupt. Trump was proven to be corrupt. Reagan was proven to be corrupt.
I think
Nixon
every
was proven to be
president
corrupt.
was corrupt. A few was proven to be corrupt. Every single president. If you on the side of the government, it's like you're bound to be like corrupted. They have their ways.
I'm not saying that all these countries are right and we just completely wrong, but sometimes that's all they need is a little bit of something to take it and run with it.
Hey, Yana.
Make sure your voice is shared, Pooh Bear.
Yeah, make sure your voice is shared.
Make sure your voice is shared.
Voice is shared for the party segment.
You should have been in here, Yana. You got me reading your messages back and everything.
I was reading her comments on your stream.
Y'all motherfuckers is nuts. Y'all better stop talking about my motherfucking country.
Oh crap! I got kicked. Alright, I forgot to get up.
Motherfucking somewhat free.
Ain't shit free here. What's free? Air ain't even free.
And a bag of chips.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna get so much backlash for talking down, so to speak, on the U.S. in our comments. But
we might have to delete this video after this stream.
Delete nothing.
Because I ain't trying to not be able to get online next time.
Tomorrow.
Right, if y'all don't hear from me tomorrow, you know what happened.
You so silly.
Sissy, call my mama. Hell, we can't even say that because hell, all that's gonna go missing.
Hey, invite me to y'all session
again. They already
again.
on the side of the government, like
that is true.
They have their ways of tracking and keywords. And
Wait, let me see if I can rejoin that invite you sent me, Izzy.
What's crazy though is like what I don't get, like I'm looking at the stream on YouTube and there's certain stuff that Yana typed in, like in regards to the KKK and certain stuff. It will pop up on my chat on PlayStation, but it won't come up on YouTube. I wonder if like YouTube like blocks certain.
Yeah, they censor on certain things. Yeah. Oh yeah. They said they was gonna do that a long time ago. Oh, everything is being recorded and saved in the clouds. Everything. That's what
Either
Julie
that or I'm just
Natan
typing too
and
fast and it's not catching all of it. And I was in there
No, I
typing fast
see
as
it on the
hell.
PlayStation. Like it comes up on the PlayStation. Like I see it on that screen.
Oh yeah,
Invite me
it be
back to
like
your
that too,
office.
cause like when Trey and Salmon be going live, they be doing that shit too on their shit.
Oh, for real?
wow.
Or to
I'm
just
like,
skip
why am I not
around.
seeing certain stuff on the YouTube, but it's coming up on the PS4?
You want to invite to the session, Pooh Bell?
I don't got on no suit or nothing. But y'all got
You don't need no
Neither do
suit
we.
on.
I'm the one dressed to impress is next.
Pretty much.
They said you got your church suit on next.
That's his
said
prom
that,
outfit.
Yeah, he got his
Oh,
church
yeah.
suit on, preaching.
This man got on a 12-piece suit.
RJ said you're a very wise man next.
Tell them thanks. I appreciate that. Shout them out. What's going on?
Can I get an invite to the office, please?
I got you.
Yana said she ain't got on no suit or nothing. I'm so asleep.
Don't nobody here got a suit on but next.
Sunday's best.
I like my
Hey, how are you?
suit. Are you in Oregon for a football camp? That's what's up,
Yana,
yo.
what's the movie trailer you said, LaQuisha?
So it's a movie about this white man, right? So he wants and they didn't give him the job. So he was playing as like a black girl named LaQuisha, changed his whole voice up, his whole little slang. But if you look at it, to me, some people was like, oh, it's funny, da 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 da. But to me, I kind of got offended because I was like, dang, that's how you kind of like. He was like, hey y'all, this your girl LaQuisha, but it didn't even sound nothing like a female. It sounded like or something.
So he was in blackface?
He wasn't even in blackface. He was like just talking like through like a podcast.
Oh, okay.
And like he was using like slang, kind of talking like a ghetto type of way or whatever. It was kind of weird.
That's like that boy, Landon Romano on Instagram. I follow him, the white boy.
He's funny.
He's always wearing the mismatching shoes.
I know who you're talking
But
about.
He is funny.
reminds me of like my
V.
What's her name? V. Yeah. Like I'm like that's too much of her like style.
It's exactly
Like,
what she does.
Yeah, same everything. Even the voice sounds the same. Like stuff that she would say.
The way he walked, everything.
I don't know. But that's all I got to say too, sis.
Too much going on.
Too
Our next
much.
topic is gonna have to be something like uplifting and brightening, cause like the 4-year-old and a Texas woman being killed and the government.
That's
That's
deep.
one reason why I don't even watch cable TV. Like I see these videos online, some of them I don't even press play. Like I don't like to. I know it goes on and stuff like that, but all it does to me, like when watching it, it just fucks my mind up for real. Like,
It does.
knowing I can't do anything about it, and like it just messes with my mind. Like the whole like kids getting killed and stuff like that. I try not to watch stuff like that. Not
And
saying
then,
I'm
like, the
trying to ignore it,
falsity.
but
That's just like
The
that
past week has
Samir
been like
Ryan,
5 rappers being shot at.
like
you
NBA
say, Yana?
YoungBoy.
So like the past week, is rappers one died.
Oh yeah, the rapper's been going through it, yo. Yo Gotti tour bus got shot up. NBA YoungBoy went to jail. His girlfriend got shot.
Offset.
And
Glock went to jail.
yeah, his
Offset
own
got shot
studio.
at. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much.
Oh yeah, they've been going through it, man. Kodak Black arrested again, but that's his fault though. He gonna go down.
Kodak just a big dummy. He just don't know what to say and when to say it and how to say it and what to do. But
He
So-
always geeking.
he young and dumb.
I'm glad y'all brought up Kodak Blackie, right? Alright. How do y'all feel about what he said about Lauren London? Do y'all think he was offensive or
Oh yeah.
it was the wrong
Yes.
time, wrong place?
That was like the same
I think-
thing. Like that's so.
I think
Disrespect.
it was the
First of
wrong
all, it shows
time.
Mm-hmm.
this. Yeah, wrong timing.
His
Yeah.
intentions
Every day,
were
if you-
definitely not what people made it seem like. He was definitely trying to how many guys you know that they probably thinking the same thing. They just
Yeah,
know
he
not to
was-
say it right there and then.
Yeah. He just young and dumb. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Dumb as
Ignorant.
hell. He's so annoying.
He
He
is
looks
cute
like he
He's looking
looks
at me like I
nice.
can't look at
Yeah.
him for more than 5 seconds. For real. He look
I
like
can't
a
even give
demon
you
to me.
5. He got 1 second, and I'm like, my
Yeah.
skin is
He looks
crawling.
scary to me. Like he's scary.
Like-
Like he
But
got
I
evil.
think what they was doing, I think they was doing, and it's
Yana, you going in and
got
out.
like.
I thought that was me again. I was saying, Lord.
Yeah, Yana, your microphone cutting in and out.
Next came in all
Can you hear
late
me?
saying the same thing. Yeah.
I don't think it was like that shit that made it.
They're still doing it.
Huh?
You just don't got no respect.
Yana,
Yo.
did someone boot you offline recently?
Yeah, I can't say the name on live.
Oh, okay. That's probably why it's doing that.
Girl, you better get on the hot spot. I'm on mine.
But yeah, he just, like that video, it was some video of him and I guess his girlfriend or whatever. And he had on a shirt and I was just like, boy, go watch something. You just look like you rotten or something like, ugh.
Yeah, he creeps me out.
Yeah.
Am I the
I
only
feel
one
like
that be
if I look
giving?
at him,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I feel like if I look at him too long, whatever's in him is gonna come
Really
into me. I'm
easy.
like, I don't know.
Really?
He just looks so evil. I'm like, oh no.
Am I the only one that gets Cynthia vibes from Rugrats when you see him, like the dog, like or Reptar? It's just
Oh,
me.
man.
Look that
Okay.
up.
Nah.
Nah,
I don't know
she
what
got-
that shit's on his head. I would be scared to touch that. It looked like it
He
felt
needs to
rough.
reevaluate himself or something. I don't
You
know
do.
what to call
You
it,
do.
but like,
Or whomever's
just-
in his camp needs to sit him down and have a heart to heart because the way he going ain't the right way.
They all living the same lifestyle. He
They
living.
like that shit though.
He like it. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
They
and
encouraging him.
it's
That's
to
what
do
makes
that.
the money.
exactly, and money, sadly, money is power. You know what I'm saying?
He
Mm-mm.
the breadwinner. So if he say fuck such and such, they gonna be like, yeah, fuck such and such. You
Oh
got a
no,
bunch of yes
ma'am.
men around him. You don't got no real friends.
Mm-mm.
Somebody really cared about him, they would tell him like, yo, bro, don't do that. Don't say that, bro. Don't go live and do that, bro. Don't do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
They did,
They
but the
don't
people
care.
started taking it too far.
He-
Like taking his
He
stuff
shouldn't
down
have
after
said
the museum, saying he's gonna beat his ass. It's just extra.
They was feeling
It's
real
not-
emotional at that time.
yeah,
so
it
that
stopped
was
being
real
about
shit plus what he
Nipsey.
said. Yeah.
No, that's what it was all
It
about.
started, and then Buddy made a whole track on him, so it was like, oh, you just doing this shit for attention.
You talking about Kodak? Talking about Ti?
T.I. made a track to Kodak.
Really? Wait. It was a response to Kodak, right? Cause Kodak did his first.
T.I. did his first.
I'm gonna
He
have to go
also
listen.
said though that he was going so hard on Kodak because he see himself in Kodak and he respect him as a rapper, and he said if you was to pass away today, nigga, we'll do the same for you. And he said, and if I pass away, I will hope that y'all will do the same for me. This Nipsey movement and what he stood for was way deeper than what Kodak's camp is realizing. You know what I'm saying? That shook the whole community in every city and state.
But yeah, Kodak said that, but like after the second day, we was like, okay, whatever. He just young and dumb.
But every now and then we can't keep just brushing stupidity up on the rug. Right. Somebody has to step in and counteract it. But
I mean, that's what I'm saying. But they didn't really counteract it. They just kind of like extra shit. Like he just sat down and was like, "Oh, this is bad." Da da da. They started taking his shit down. They started making rap disses. The game was like, "I'm finna go down there and beat his ass." You know, the game ain't about that life. It was like extra as hell.
Really not. He's not about that.
He not.
But at the same time, though, he knew Nipsey.
And then you had the game making that long ass fucking paragraph talking about my son looked me in my eyes, talking about I don't want to celebrate my birthday just for Nipsey. I was like, this nigga on here lying like shit. Your son did not say that. It's like too extra. It's like they was using his name for clout.
Clout, yeah. A lot of people were doing that. Yana Coyle said, "What's up?"
Hey, fathead.
But what I was about to say is that did Kodak apologize about what he said
did.
like right after?
He did, but it wasn't genuine. You could tell that shit wasn't genuine.
He apologized because he seen how people were taking his shit down and all that. If the people would never did all that, he would never apologize. It was affecting his money. If it never affected his money, he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he felt like he was obligated to apologize. That shit went from the heart.
So y'all really think he said that out of like no respect for Nipsey at all?
He said, man,
and not just because he wasn't thinking and he was just young and dumb.
He like, rest in peace to dude, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to dude. Like, you gotta put some respect on him.
Okay, but time's out. Look, if he ain't know Nipsey, he might not even been a fan of Nipsey. So he might not even known of Nipsey like that. I know people who didn't even know Nipsey like that. So they not supposed to go out their way just because everybody else feels some type of way. You know what I'm saying? It's like Blueface. Like Blueface said, yeah, I'll say R.I.P. But like I'm not gonna dick like or nothing.
But it's like, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing at all.
Facts.
Like, so it's just a time that he should have just kept his mouth shut and kept his thoughts to himself. Cause I'm pretty sure, like I said, there's probably other guys thinking the same thing. Like, who doesn't have a crush on Lauren London? Who hasn't? What guy hasn't had a crush on Lauren London? Like, they're probably thinking the same thing. I'm gonna give it some time and joking around, but he just said it. Like,
and he's just young and dumb. That's all it is.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure he ain't gonna make the same mistake again.
You need to be checked though. Everything he's been doing is but dumb.
I don't got a lot of clout off that. He got a lot of attention.
Why you think that video went up of him saying that? He ain't have to post that. He ain't have to say it on live. He knew that he was gonna get that attention. He ain't stupid.
He ain't really posted. He started with it, but they didn't have to screen record him saying it and keep reposting it.
That is true.
Right after.
If it was so bad, they should have just left it alone.
Yeah.
Instead of keep reposting it.
There's a story now with Kodak. Y'all know the little boy who got killed from the last school shooting from, you know, trying to take down the gunman. So he went out and reached out to the family. Kodak reached out to the family and said that he was willing to pay for the funeral and everything like that. Which was so random to me, like Kodak and this school shooting. So yeah, I think he was doing that to make up for all the backlash he was getting from a few weeks ago.
It's damage control.
He was like, man, maybe I'm gonna start, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to do this, whatever. Maybe she'll like me or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to reach out and, you know, drop knowledge. Like he, you know what I'm saying? He clout chasing himself.
Yeah, I mean, you know what made me think I think
he did it complain I think he did it for clout, but I'm not finna complain if he finna pay for somebody's funeral shit. Alright.
But he reached out to the parents, like, immediately after. What parent is even thinking about funeral costs after your kid just got killed from a school shooting? Like,
True.
I think that was also done at the wrong time too. Like, because he tried to clean up so fast and he tried to use that as damage control so quick, and they didn't even respond to him. Like, well, at least I know they didn't respond to him right away. But it was too soon for him to reach out to the parents and say, I'm gonna pay for your son's funeral costs. Like, their son just got killed, like, by a gunman, like, yesterday. So that was something else that just was at the wrong timing. Himself in, like, bigger holes. But he's young. I think he's just making mistakes. I don't think he's doing these things intentionally, knowing what he's doing and how he's making people feel. He's gonna grow up, but he's still ugly
whoever
to
on
me.
his team need to stop recording him.
Facts.
Start taking their phones.
He need to be low key.
He needs to be like CIA, FBI, classified type low key. Cause this ain't it. But speaking of Nipsey, okay, may he rest in peace. Okay, but have y'all heard about the custodial dispute that's going on now between his sister trying to get custody of Imani? What y'all think about that?
So I didn't think it was like a dispute, like a fight. I thought that since he was the one that was the like primary like guardian of her, and he's gone, and she's been around this little girl all her life, like why not continue taking the responsibility? I didn't think they were fighting against who should have the daughter or not.
The reason why I said it was a dispute is because CPS, or I don't know what they call it in Cali, but CPS is trying to step in because they feel like nobody has the child's
best interest.
Yes.
Best interest.
So they want to take her until everything is settled. But I've been lurking, you know, doing my little research on Instagram or whatever. And her mama, like, I was reading the comments. I don't know how true this is or whatever. But they was like, she ain't got custody of none of her kids. Her and Nipsey was always into it. And before, and I got a screenshot of what was said on her Facebook. Matter of fact, I'm finna read it to you. Give me 1 second, girls and boys. Hold on. But I just think CPS shouldn't even get involved. I know it's like a precautionary, what you call it, but okay, so back in 13, she was like, I just had a bad dream about my child's father. Some people beat him up bad at a store, and I saved him, but they got him again. Shit had me almost in tears. I wonder what that means.
She said that online?
Yeah, that was back in 13. Imani mama said that.
Damn.
So, did she predict that he was in the past, or...
So has this woman been trying to gain custody of her kid from him, or was it just like an agreement, like she's gonna stay with her father?
I don't know.
She been fighting for child?
They said she's unstable. That's what I was getting from the comments and stuff.
I think his sister would have wanted if she just didn't. I think because she did it behind her back without the mom's permission. So if she would have got the mom's permission, then she probably would have been able to get custody of her. But since she didn't get the mom's permission,
but the mama ain't even trying to fight it though. When I had read again, they was like, it has not been no type of contact on her end as of yet. I don't know if that means she ain't gonna say anything or she just don't care.
So maybe it's just like a legal matter, like this is what they have to do, because if her mom doesn't care and her father has passed away, like they can't just give this child up to just anybody who says I'm gonna take care of her and trust them. Like it's probably just a process that they have to go through. If it was like the mom saying I'm responsible for my kid now, then that's a different story. But I guess it won't be hard for her to get custody of her niece, because like she's been in her life since then. If they've never had no records or no negative like issues going on, then it shouldn't be a problem. But I think it's probably like a legal thing that they have to do since both the parents are not in this child's life.
Oh, okay.
And maybe she'll end up making Lauren London a guardian.
That's what I was gonna say. Lauren should try to get her.
Because I'm sure they were living together.
One thing that I don't like that was going on was like they was trying to put her mother and Lauren against each other. Like you can't compare apples and oranges. Like I don't get it. But it's not that just because I'm a fan of Lauren's. I just don't know the backstory, and I see how he felt about her or saw how he treated her. So I don't know.
That was his queen.
It was, but every time in the comments somewhere they always trying to compare the two, and I don't see how.
That's the media and people always trying to start drama.
Ratings, views, and likes. I'm telling you.
And they just be doing his baby mama just bad. I'm like, oh, alright. But I don't know, I just hope they all work it out for E-Money's sake.
Most likely they will. They'll work it out. It's not like it's any financial instability. It's just like they said, it's just a matter of who has the child's best interest in.
I like our little talk show. Yes.
I know, right? We had some good conversations tonight.
Even though I was absent for like a whole hour of it, but it's okay. But
yeah, that's wild. Y'all got to keep going through that, man. They need to chill out on that.
That's right.
Like I don't understand. Every time I ask, no, I ain't me. What the?
Yeah, but you already got the proof that it is. You know what I'm saying? So like,
it could be stopped. I've stopped it happening to me before. Somebody kept doing that to me, and I don't care if people say, "Oh, you snitched with a woo." I called Sony, and I'm like, "What can you do about these type of situations?" And they said, "Well, if you were in a party, then all we just need is the time and the PSN. And if you was on a video game, then tell us what video game and what time and the PSN, and they will get banned. It takes 5 to 7 business days for them to go back and listen to the audio recording. That shit really works. We had somebody in our crew. Hey, obvious, but at the end of the day, we bought the video game to be entertained, not for somebody to harass us. We didn't think, oh, let me buy this PlayStation 4 so I can get booted, so I get, no. I want to get the PlayStation 4 so I can be entertained. This is my entertainment. This is my hobby.
For that, doing the booting and all of that.
Yeah.
They get their rocks off,
Feel like they somebody, they got control, they got power. I literally went through that twice today, but the second time, well, I ain't gonna say twice, the second time I stopped it, we was in the lobby and dudes reading off people's states and who lives here, who lives there, and this is your IP address, I'm about to boot you, bye-bye, and all this, and I'm like, I pull up my mic up like, dude, just play the game, man. I'm like, what, you want to be in the lobby by yourself? Go to an invite only, man. Like, you in the public lobby talking about booting everybody, that's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, folks just be doing too much.
I talked him out of it. He ended up just playing and going to his party, and everybody just continued to have fun. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, it's ridiculous, yo. Fucking ridiculous, man. It's out of control, man. With the PlayStation 5, they won't be able to do that. Order the Xbox. So, can't wait till that shit comes out.
Alright, y'all, so I will be ending my stream. And I had a great talk tonight.
Yes.
On the round table talk on GTA.
Yes, ma'am. Most definitely.
Shout out to everyone who tuned in and all the hosts. And everyone's like open mind and opinion. That's what I like about this group right here. We all have an open mind and our own opinion on stuff, even if we don't agree.
Yep.
Talk that stuff. Yep.
JW.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna hop on Red Dead.
I'm gonna get on Rainbow. Sis, you up for some Rainbow?
Yes, ma'am, because I can't get no friends, so.
I'm finna send you the frat, sis. Give me a second. I'm getting they pages now.
It's not that I wasn't able to find them, child. I done sent like 12, 13 messages.
Let me see what I can gather up for
and
you.
I can't do Zen. I can't do AO. I can't do MOB. I can't do AOF.
Oh, it's fine. I got you. Just chill. I got you, girl. I got you.
What is all that?
It's
y'all wanna take the group picture real quick?
We can.
Oh, yeah. But it's because I'm pledging to sorority.